Welcome to this online yoga class. My name is Natalie. I will lead you through a 45 minutes Vinyasa yoga class. It's suited for all levels. All my poses are suggestions. You can always change a pose according to your own needs. And during the class, it's always fine to come into a child's pose or another pose to rest or for another reason. We're going to start together with finding our breath, and then I will do some warming up poses followed by some Vinyasa flow poses and a deep relaxation at the end. So come and sit on your mat. I'm sitting on the block. You can also sit on a block or a cushion. Then gently close your eyes. Start to bring all your attention within yourself. Let everything around you become more and more in the distance. Let your thoughts come to rest. These 45 minutes are like a mini holiday. Some quality time with yourself. Make sure you're breathing in and out through your nose. And try to make the in and exhalations of equal length. Start to breathe a bit deeper and longer. And if you're familiar with Ujjayi breath, you can practice it now. If that's new to you, just focus on breathing in and out through the nose. With Ujjayi breath, you tighten the back of the throat just a little bit, so you can control how much air you breathe in and out. And you create a hissing sound, which is louder than your thoughts, which can make it meditative. It will also warm up your body faster. Now it's time to tighten Mula and Uddiyana Bandha, as they are called in yoga philosophy. These are your pelvic floor muscles you lift, and your lower abdominals, which you pull slightly in and up. It feels kind of like holding up your pee and pulling in your navel. It's a gentle squeeze for about 30 out of 100%. And try to keep these muscles tightened during the whole class. Then set an intention for yourself. What would you like to focus on today? Then slowly open your eyes. And I would like to start standing up today. So gently put your block or cushion away if you had that. Come stand up. And let's feel our breath again in our belly by placing your hands. No, let's place one hand on the belly and one hand on the chest. And a few nice, long and deep breaths in and out through the nose. And see if you can feel your body move with the breath. Because you're tightening your Mula and Uddiyana Bandha, your belly won't go out as much as with a normal full breath. But you can really feel your chest, your ribcage expanding on the inhalation and coming back to center on your exhalation. And bring your feet together. Inhale, bring your arms up. Interlace your fingers. And then on your exhale, bend to the side. And on your inhale, lengthen. We're going to alternate sides. So exhale, bend to the side. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lengthen. While you do this, keep your legs tight together. Keep lifting through your chest and keep your hips above your ankles. You might want to push the hips forward a little bit. Last one. Exhale, bend to the side and inhale, come up. Now bring your feet hip distance apart and start bringing your arms to the sides like this. And then slowly let the arms come by your side. Then place your hands in your lower back. If you can, with your fingers pointed up, otherwise they'll be pointing to the side. Close your feet together, tight your legs together, lift through the chest and have a gentle back bend in your top part of your back. So keep pushing hips forward and keep lifting through your chest. And then come, stand up straight. And then while you go down, take your hands with you behind your legs and come down with your knees bent. So from the side, it looks like this. So it's easier for you to fold forward. And let's do that again. Inhale, bring your hands up on the back of your legs. Place them in your lower back. Push your hips forward. Lift your chest. Nice deep breath here. And then when you exhale, come stand up straight and bring your hands down into a forward bend with nicely bent knees. And again, inhale, stand up straight, tight legs, push the hips forward, lift your chest, and exhale, bow forward with your knees bent. Now place your hip distance apart. Cross your arms, let your head dangle, shake your head yes and no. Make sure you keep bending your legs so it's easier to fold forward. And see if you can feel your breath in your lower back. Notice the different sensations between your in and exhalation. And then let your arms hang down and sway your body from left to right, opening up the body more. Releasing any tension you might feel. And end in the center. Bend the knees a bit further, hips a little bit more towards the back. Then slowly roll up, pressing the feet in the floor. And stand up. Now come in front of the mat with the feet together for a variation of Sun Salutation A. Inhale, bring your arms up. Reach through your fingertips. Exhale, slowly bow forward. Inhale, lift your chest halfway, look up. And exhale, jump or step your feet back and come lie on your belly. Inhale, press the hips down in the floor, lift your chest, roll your shoulders to your heels, and we do this again. Exhale, come down. Inhale, cobra, roll the shoulders to the heels. Exhale, down. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Then push through the hands, tighten your core. Tuck your toes under and hips towards the ceiling for downward facing dog. For 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3. Keep lengthening your arms, sitting bones up in the sky, chest towards your toes. 4. And 5. Before we end this Sun Salutation variation, step your right foot forward. left knee to the floor. And on your inhalation, you're gonna bring the hips more forward, lift your chest. And then when you exhale, the hips come back on top of the left knee. You flex your right foot and you bend forward. It might be that you're here. We do that 3 times. Inhale, hips forward, lift chest. Exhale, feel the stretch on the back of the right leg. Inhale, stretch on the front of the left hip. Exhale, stretch on the back of the leg. One more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, gentle bend forward. Then we're going to do this on the other side. Bring your left foot forward, hip above knee. Inhale, hips forward, lift your chest. Doesn't have to be far. Nice and gentle warm up. Exhale, 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then slowly come through all 4s back into downward facing dog for 3 breaths. While you can, if you like, pedal your feet, or you can do it static. 1, 2, and 3. Look towards your hands, jump or step forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up, pressing the feet down, lifting and reaching through your fingertips. Exhale, bringing the arms by your side. We do this one more time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, slowly bow forward. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, jump or step back and come lie on your belly. Hands by your chest. Inhale, roll the chest up, shoulders to the heels. Exhale, back to the floor. Inhale, hips down, lift your chest. Exhale, roll back. Don't push through the hands. Use the strength in your back muscles to lift the chest. Exhale, back. Now tighten your core, push through the hands, elbows by your side. Into downward facing dog for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Look towards your hands. Now step your right foot in between, left knee on the floor. Left hand stays on the floor. And then with your right arm, you're going to make 3 big circles. Exhaling, bottom part of the circle, chest to the floor. Inhale, chest open, lengthen your arms. Exhale, 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now swap sides. Left foot forward. Right hand stays under your shoulder. Left arm up. Exhale. Bottom part of the circle. Inhale. Up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And come back on all 4s. Exhale. Tuck your toes under, hips to heels, downward dog for 3 breaths. 1, push your chest towards your toes. 2, and 3. Look towards your hands, jump or step in between. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up, pressing the feet down, lifting through your fingertips. And exhale, bring your arms down. You're going to step your left foot back now for warrior A. The hips face forward. Left foot is in the diagonal of the mat. And then we're going to bring our arms up by our ears. You can either have your hands touching or you can also have your arms open. Make sure your shoulders are down. Pull those bottom ribs in. Don't have an arch back like this. Tuck your tailbone under. Now on the inhalation, straighten both legs. And exhale, bend. Then 3 times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Now with this bend knee, you're going to lift that left heel off the floor. And then again, from here, we're going to straighten the legs and bend the knee. But now you're going to feel the stretch a little bit more on the front of the left hip, because you're going to push through that left heel backwards. So you have a nice stretch in the front of that hip. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Now from here, you're going to step your left foot a little bit back. So it's about 1 meter distance between your feet now. Your hips are still pointing forward and all your toes are pointing forward as well. For this next pose, you can grab either your elbows behind you, or if you can, with your hand palms together like this in between your shoulder blades. Inhale, lift your chest, so either with the elbows, grabbing your elbows, or with the hands together in prayer position behind your back. And then exhale, bow forward. Keep your spine long from your tailbone to the crown of your head. If you have your hands behind your back, you can kind of push a little bit forward and bring those elbows back. So you have a big opening in the chest and shoulders and wrists. Make sure both legs are straight here. And you keep turning both hips forward. So sometimes that right hip is more forward. Bring that right hip back. Left hip forward. 2 more breaths. 1. And 2. Press the feet down in the floor. Lift your pelvic floor. Slowly come up. Shake out your arms. And then slide the left foot back. Knee on the floor. And then walk your right foot to the outside of the mat with the toes pointing to the side. So now you have a lizard leg. This is the lizard pose. In this pose, you decide how far you want to go or can go. It's up to your body today. How do you feel? You might be able to bring your elbows on the floor. Maybe you can go even further. Wherever you are, focus on your breath. And when you exhale, release any tension you might feel in the hips. On the inside of the right hip or on the outside of the left. 2 more breaths. 1. And 2. Then bring your hands back. Walk your right foot to the middle line and come up. If you want to support the left knee, please do. Maybe you have a prop like I do. You can place underneath. You can also fold your mat double or use a blanket. Like in the warm-up, we're going to move again from hips forward, lifting chest, to exhale, hips back, and bow forward. This bow forward can be all the way. It might look like this or like this. Keep the legs straight when you do it and the hips above the knee. 3 times. Inhale. And exhale. Don't rush it. Take your time. Long deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's stay here for 3 breaths. 1. 2. Keep flexing the foot, lengthening the spine. And 3. Then inhale, bring the hips forward and choose. You can either stay here, either on your hands or fists or block, or you can slide into your 80% split. So not your maximum. You might be on the floor, it might look like this. It's all good. It's not a competition. It's wherever you are today and how you feel. 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Gently bring the flat back and through all fours. Tuck your toes under, hips to heels, coming downward dog. If this is not a resting pose for you, if it takes a lot of energy, you can also choose child's pose for 3 more breaths. 1, 2, 3. Then look towards your hands and step your left foot forward while your right heel is turning inside. So your right foot is at the diagonal. Your hips are facing the front. If you can, you bring your arms up, either closed or open. If that's too much, you can also place your hands in front of your chest. 3 times we move in this pose. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, bend the knee. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Then lift your right heel. Maybe you can sink a little bit deeper. You don't have to. Push through that right heel so you feel the stretch on the front of the right hip. Inhale, straighten legs. Exhale, bend knee. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And step your back foot forward. So the feet are about a meter distance. All your toes are facing forward, your hips are facing forward, and you choose. You can either grab your elbows behind your back, or if it's possible for you, bring the hands together in prayer position behind your back. Open your chest, inhale. Exhale with a long, long, long spine from your tailbone to the crown of your head. You fold forward. Keep both legs straight. You don't have to go far. 3 more breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Press your feet in the floor, lift your pelvic floor, slowly come up and rotate your wrists if you like to do that. And then slide your right foot back and come to the floor with that knee. Now the left foot is stepping to the outside of the mat with the toes facing away from you for lizard pose on this side. Find your way in this pose. Maybe you can bend your elbows. Maybe you can give the mat a little kiss. See wherever you are. It's all good. Focus on the stretch, and whenever you exhale, release the tension in the hips. 3 more breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Gently bring the hands closer to you. Now walk that left foot in the middle line of the mat. And if you like, you can support your right knee with something soft underneath. Let's align our body first. Hips above that knee, and if the left leg is straight with the foot flexed, that's where you will start. Inhale, hips forward, lift your chest. Exhale, hips towards the back and fold forward. Take your time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. Let's stay here for 3 breaths. 1, keep your spine long from your tailbone to your crown. 2, and 3. Then you can choose in this next pose. You could be here, for example. You can also do this pose with a bit more up, where you really tuck your tailbone under for a really good intense stretch of that hip flexor. You can also choose to go towards the split wherever you are. Maybe you're here, then you stay there for 3 breaths. Or you can sit down, it's all good. 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Then gently bring the front leg back. Knees are hip distance apart, big toes touching, hips to heels, and come into a child's pose for a few long and deep breaths. If your forehead can reach the floor, gently massage it by rolling the head from the left to right a couple of times. And then focus on your breath. Really notice how your rib cage expands on the inhalation and comes back to center on the exhalation. And from here, bring your arms by your side and then slowly roll up. Now pretend your spine is like a snake or like a flexible spaghetti, and then roll up and down. Super comfortable, round spine up, and a C shape when you go down. One more time, come up, and then come on all fours, and then from here, come into a downward facing dog for the next pose. We're gonna stay with the hip openers. We're gonna open the front and the back of the hip again. First, place the feet together and walk the feet forward. Now, if you lift your right leg and you're gonna bend it, I hope your left heel can touch the floor so it's grounded. You can also bend it so the heel can touch. Don't hang in your arms down, but push away from the floor like in downward dog. And then from here, open up. So stack your hips on top of each other. Point that right knee up towards the ceiling. Gaze under your right armpits upwards. 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Gently bring the knee towards the floor and then behind your right wrist. Close the knee for pigeon pose. And then walk that right foot a little bit more forward so there's space for your left hip. If you're slanted to one side, you might want to use a block or a thick book under your right hip so your hips are on the same height. Now see where you can get into the pose. Can you be on your underarms? Are you here? Can you stretch out your arms? Wherever you are is fine. The idea behind this pose is that you're stretching your IT band, so that goes from the knee over your bum, attaches to the back of your hip. So if you can feel the stretch in that area, that's really good. You might also feel the stretch in other parts of your body. Whenever you exhale, release the tension for 2 more deep breaths. 1, and 2, And gently walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Tuck your left toes under and come up in a downward facing dog. Again, we step the feet together, feet come forward. So make sure your right heel can touch the floor when the left leg comes up. Bend the left knee, point the left knee up towards the sky. Your upper body rotates a little bit, looking under your left armpit. And stay here for 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Look towards your hands. Bring your left knee behind your left wrist. Stretch out your right leg. Walk that left foot a bit forward. If you're really flexible, you can bring your leg more up so your bottom leg is parallel with the short side of your mat. Make sure your hips are at the same height. And then find your way in this pose. Maybe you can straighten your arms. Maybe you're still supporting yourself on your hands. It's all good. Focus on where you feel the stretch the most in your body. And then breathe into that spot when you inhale. And release the tension when you exhale. 2 more deep breaths. 1. And 2. Slowly come back up. And then from here, we're gonna bring our legs forward. Let's do another hip opener where now your soles of your feet are touching. They're not close to you, they're away from you. So if you look down, your legs are making a diamond shape. In this pose, you can actually have a round spine when you come forward. So you might be here. If you can come forward quite far, you can maybe make fists and rest your head on your fists, or you can place them into your hands. I've got a little cramp. Otherwise, you can maybe rest your head on your feet, or if you're more flexible than that, place your head below your heels on the floor. For 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slowly come up. Straighten your legs and shake out your legs from left to right. Then from here, we're gonna make a table. Actually, this next pose, Purvottanasana, has 3 levels. If you can't support yourself on your hands yet, you could do it like this with your legs straight, opening the chest. The second level is the table I was talking about, looking like this, knees above your heels, lifting the hips, looking up. And then the third level, more advanced, is with your legs straight and then your toes are pointed to the floor. Choose your option for 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Gently bring the hips towards the floor. Cross your ankles, hands in front of the hips. Try and lift off the floor if you can, without your feet touching or just your big toe, and otherwise both feet. That's it. Now come and lie on your back for happy baby pose. This is our last hip opener of the day. The theme for today became hip openers. A lot of front, back, and side of the hips were open today. In the happy baby pose, you're bending your legs like this. You would like to try and pull on your feet to bring them down. Now you don't want to have your heels by your bum. Your heels have to face the ceiling. If you can't reach your feet yet, you can pull on your shins or ankles, wherever you can reach. Make sure your lower back is on the floor, so not like this, but your hips are on the floor. Shoulder blades on the floor, your head on the floor. And focus on the stretch in your hips. And releasing tension in your hips. 3 breaths. 1. 2. And 3. And then bring the legs up, shake them out. Bend your knees. And then roll the legs to the left. Or you can stretch out your arm to the right. So your right shoulder can be off the floor, doesn't have to touch the floor. Focus on your lower back. Feel the rotation, feel the stretch in all the muscles and tissues on either side of your spine for 3 breaths. 1. 2. And 3. Inhale, bring the knees up. Arms to the sides and bring your legs to the right. Left shoulder comes off the floor, which is fine. Breathe into it, let it relax. It doesn't have to come back on the floor. Feel the rotation in your lower back and breathe into it for 3 more breaths. 1. 2. And 3. Bring the knees up. Make yourself really tiny, nose to knees. And then stretch out your body, make yourself very long. And then from here, come into your pose for your deep relaxation. It can be the traditional Shavasana, where your legs are straight and your feet are hip distance apart, with the knees and the toes rolling to the sides. You can also choose to do this pose sitting, if you don't like to lie down. And if you don't want to close your eyes, you can keep them open. You could pick a point on the ceiling and stare into the distance. And if it's comfortable for you, then you could close your eyes. Make sure your hand palms are facing up. Your arms are making a 45-degree angle with your body. Then only lift the chest about 1 centimeter. Bring the shoulder blades closer together and lie down again. So you're resting on your full shoulder blades. Roll your head from one side to the other. Back to center, chin on chest. And lie down on the back of your head. Let your body relax more and more. Let go of your breath. Let the body take over the breath. Become an observer. So transition from a state of doing to a state of being. Practice being present in the moment. Let your mind become emptier and emptier. Whenever a thought appears, and it always happens, it's totally fine. Only notice it and then bring your attention back to either a point on your body or to your breath. Observe your breath. Notice the in and exhalations without any further thoughts or analysis. Only noticing the body, the breath, focusing all your attention on that one single thing. You can remain lying down in this practice. I'll sit up to read you a story, but you can remain lying down. Keep practicing mindfulness for the next minute or so, and then my voice will return. I choose to make the rest of my life the best of my life. Perhaps the best thing about getting older is that with each passing day we learn. We make decisions and blunder ahead, and eventually we realize that we understand more now than we used to. We know better what to do and what not to do. We appreciate what matters and grow more relaxed about letting go of everything else. Life is full of ups and downs, but because we're learning all the time, we're trending upward. Actually, studies show that people's self-reported well-being falls a bit from young adulthood to about age 50, then climbs and climbs after that, eventually reaching a higher level than it did in youth. Mindfulness and intention can help us ensure that the rest of our lives will be the best of our lives. Let's choose to make it so. Now think to yourself, with mindfulness and intention, I will choose to make the rest of my life the best of my life. Gently become aware of the room where you are. Become aware of your body. If you like to lie down a bit longer, please do. Otherwise, gently move your fingers and toes. Stretch out your arms, pretending you're waking up in your bed. Bring your knees up towards your chest and roll to one side of your body. Slowly push yourself up to a sit so we can end the class together with the bow. Come to sit with your hands in front of your heart. Close your eyes one more time. First, think of the intention you made at the beginning of the class. Did you make it work? And then set an intention for yourself for the rest of the day. Like the story said, to choose to make it the best of your life. And bow forward. And slowly come up. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope to see you again next time. Have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.